what'd you think of the big Kyle return?
Kyle is never going to be like a starting player in the league again. I do think if you're looking at this roster and you have Kyle slotted for that 8 to 12 minute mark as kind of the eighth guy, or even like Bones doesn't have it, let's put Kyle in for Bones. Like, he is a statistically good defender. Like on Utah, his defensive rating was better than the team defensive rating. Like last year in Miami, he was actually like good. Like it didn't really get talked about a ton because like Miami just got bounced in the first round. But like after the Golden State trade, like Spoelstra just kind of figured out how to use him a little bit better. I think the Golden State thing, like having Kyle and Draymond on the floor at the same time, is just an unmitigated disaster. Like I just like, what do you do with two non-shooters that are ball dominant? That's just insane. But like Miami figured it out how to use them. We did also, like, I got the chance to ask Kyle in the scrum of just like how Utah went. And like it sounded like it was miserable. Like they aren't trying to win. They aren't trying to move forward to anything. And like Kyle knows he only has X amount of years or games left on his career. Like I'm not gonna say he like checked out, but like Kyle is a very passionate, fiery dude from like inner city New Jersey. I don't think he handles being on a tanking team well. So like I do think he can come in and at least provide like ball movement on offense. He's going to hold people accountable. He was yelling at Julius last night at some point in the game where Julius must have did something to piss him off. And then on defense, like he's solid. Like he's fine. He's not going to be an all defensive player, but like, again, if Bones is off, I would rather have like the steady hand of Kyle on offense with a good defense than like hero mode Bones Highland with bad defense.
Right.
And I think that's kind of his role. Is we're not going to have to dip back into Shannon. We're not going to have to dip into Clark, who's been really bad this year. And Mike just doesn't have the same effectiveness. At least Kyle can give us maturity and like solid play, which I know that's not the most inspiring like Kyle Anderson endorsement,
right?
But like that's kind of his role, as the 8th or 9th guy on this team.
Are you completely done with what you're mentioning, Shannon and Jalen Clark? Because it's basically saying, other than Baron J, that all of our past picks have been mistakes and not part of the rotation here. So, Chris, let me ask you this: Are you done with Shannon and Clark, or do you think there's something left? Because it seems weird to me to go get Kyle Anderson and then just, okay, we're done with these two for at least the time being.
I mean, I've been kind of off on Terrence Shannon Jr. from the start. I just don't see him as an NBA basketball player really long-term at all. And he's already damn near Kyle Anderson's age. But I think Clark, I don't know. I think there's guys like Clark and even guys like Slomo that they're unique type players that have to be used accordingly. Like they're very, very effective at very certain things, and they're not very good at other things. Like bringing in Kyle Anderson is fine. Like to me, it feels like he should only be used as punishment for Anthony Edwards and Randle for not moving the ball. So we're going to stick this, this guy in here to like teach you guys a lesson. He's going to throw the ball around a little bit, like I really hate he's here for like maturity and leadership stuff. I know that that's like what everybody says. Like there's so many cliches on like certain guys that no matter where they go, they're like, well, he's there for the locker room. Like, shut up.
Hey, shut up.
We've got 11-year Julius Randle. We've got 12-year Rudy Gobert. We've got 18-year Mike Conley. We've got 11-year Joe Ingles. Like if you need to, I mean, Jaden and Nas are 6 years, like back-to-back Western Conference Finals. If you need to bring in another guy that's just a locker room guy, maybe that's a sign that we've got a bigger problem than we know. To me, if that's really what he's here for, is leadership, like, yeesh, that's a bad look for Anthony Edwards and what we have on our roster. I think he's here just because he's safe and easy and he kind of knows the plays. And like you said, he's probably not going to mess up that bad. But like you said before the trade deadline, we've got one veteran minimum spot left. And to use that on a guy that's like, meh, maybe he'll be the ninth guy, maybe to get a couple minutes when shit's not working right. I think that's a huge miss on a team that I think is below talent to try to win the thing. Um, Unless it's just a pause until next year when he blows it up in the offseason and we do a real big change, because I don't see the point in him, really. Like, there's really not an upside to him on a team that's trying to win it. Like, he's not going to be the piece to push you over the top, and he never was going to be. And it's possible there'll be guys bought out that could be. So I don't understand the move, but I don't hate it. If it helps Anthony Edwards learn to pass the ball, I'm all for it.
I will completely agree with you. Like, I think the leadership issues with the Wolves are there. Like, I remember it was before Mike got traded and then re-signed, but I asked him at practice of just like, does anyone realize it? Like, when these games are happening, that like fans can sit here and go, oh shit, like this one's over. They're going to make a run. And Mike's like, no, like, I realize it, the coaches realize it, none of the other players do. His exact quote was, I'll be looking at the scoreboard and we're up 4 and everyone's like high-fiving and I'm sitting there like, this isn't good. And like,
Yep.
that's not ideal. Like, that is like a direct kind of indictment of like Ant, Jaden, Nas, which like, again, like, they're 24 and 25 years old. Like, the 6 years in the NBA, 7 years for Nas. Like, I think time served isn't as much as like connector as like age in general, but like it is like they should have a hand. Julius should have a handle on it. Rudy should have a handle on it. Like Dante, like these are guys. Dante's won a ring with Milwaukee. Like Julius has been in playoff battle. He's been in New York.
Right.
He's been in LA. Like Rudy has been to multiple playoff stops.
Leadership should not be a problem.
Right. And I think when you're looking at it and it's like the coaching staff recognize it, and Mike Conley, who, like, God bless him, but like he just can't, he doesn't have it anymore.
No.
When those two, and I would assume Joe Ingles probably has it too, but like what can Joe do? Like, I think at least Kyle gives you a, let's throw Kyle in there and he can give us more than Mike to like sense the urgency, which again, to your point, he's tall Mike. Exactly. They arguably they shoot the same this year. But like, again, I do think that is like an indictment on either they aren't figuring it out fast enough, the personality gel on this team. Like I do believe like a big shift and pivot is coming this offseason. The other thing with Kyle is like he already knows the offense. He can come in, he just gets it. I am more in the kind of conspiracy mind of, I think Kyle gives you Julius insurance, because I don't think Finch is going to be hesitant to pull Julius in a game to replace him with Kyle. And Kyle can do the same playmaking stuff kind of on offense that Julius does. Obviously is not the talent, the bulldozer at the rim finisher, doesn't draw fouls the same way, but like, he can kind of facilitate. He can be like the Diet Coke version of Julius Randle if Julius is just checked out. And to me, that's where I kind of conspiratorially look at Kyle and go like, is that the play? Like when D'Lo got benched for Jordan McLaughlin in that Memphis series, like if they're kind of out on Julius and they're planning on moving on from him anyways, if it's a game 6 on the road, like, I think that's why Kyle's here, because I would trust Kyle game 6 on the road if Julius is having one of his kind of weird, moody games. It gives him a lever to pull, which, to be clear, no one on the team has said that. No one has even hinted on it. But just like covering this team, that's kind of my conspiracy theory, is like, at worst, he'll be an 8th or 9th guy that at least senses the urgency. Ant listens to him. Like there's those things. I also didn't realize like him, Nas, and Jaden went on vacation together this last summer, which is like Kyle wasn't even on the team and they're vacationing together. So like obviously he's well liked by the core, but more importantly,
I feel like that's like a lame party.
Probably be a lot of marijuana involved in that party.
Stay off the weed.
I think the more, like, in my mind, if I'm looking at like where could this lead, what's a potential road, like I think Finch trusts him enough to be like, Julius, you're on the bench for the whole fourth. Like, Kyle's doing your job until you can do it, which
I think
that's
if that
insane.
happens, we lose by 40.
I mean, that's the thing, is when Julius doesn't have it going, though, we lose by 40 in those situations anyways. So at least it's a lever. But to your points, like, I do think the move is indicative of like this team needs growth in that leadership sense of urgency department, which I think fans can see, people in the arena can feel. And the other side of it is, like, I do think they are going to pivot pretty hard this offseason. And if that's the case, like, it makes sense. Like, hey, let's get a guy in that at least knows this system, knows the guys on the team, might have a role that's a little bit bigger if one of our like variability guys goes off. And then this offseason, he's a free agent. Best of luck to you in your journey, and you can move the rest of it.
Today's show is brought to you by 612tees.com. Cole at 612tees designs awesome shirts for yourself or the Wolves fan in your life. Check them out at 612tees.com and use the promo code RUN25 at checkout, or just click on the link in the description to get 25% off your purchase. That's at 612tees.com. Link in the description.
The thing that I do like about the move, other than I would have almost waited for any other free agent, is he is that approximate size that I've mentioned on here before. We don't have guys that are like, we have guys that are 6'5" and under, and then we have guys that are like, 6'9" and over. Like, we don't have small forward type size guys to defend that type size guy other than Jaden. So I noticed last game he subbed in a couple times for Jaden, and then I was trying to track, and it was kind of confusing because Memphis didn't have any bigs. Who was out of the slomo, Nas, Randle, who's defending the center? Like, it's going to be interesting for me to see how slomo is used when it's like against a real NBA basketball team. Because it's going to be interesting to see how that works. I know traditionally, I remember the first time Slomo came here, they were talking about his defense, and his defense as a small forward, I think, was terrible. And his defense as a power forward was pretty good. And I mean, that stuff could be like who the matchup was. I mean, stats can be swayed anyway, but it's going to be interesting to me to see how that pans out, where he defends when it's him, Nas, Randle, or, that type of game.